Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a look at some really unsettling material.
Yeah.
It's focused on Jeffrey Epstein's private island, Little St. James. He bought it back in 1998.
Right.
And, on the surface, it looks like this Caribbean paradise.
Hmm.
But the sources we have paint a very, very different picture.
They really do. Beneath that exterior, they talk about, well, horrifying secrets.
So our mission here is to kind of unpack what these sources allege. We're talking about underage girls being flown in.
That's a consistent theme, yes. And this idea of a secret guest list, elites, powerful people.
And then the really grim allegations of sex trafficking.
Absolutely. And how, according to these documents, silence was essentially bought with power, with influence. That's the reality we need to explore.
So it wasn't just a place, it was an environment. Deliberately constructed, the sources suggest, to hide what was going on.
Exactly. What's striking is that contrast. The documents show this beautiful place, but then layer on these deeply disturbing claims.
How do the different sources sort of piece that together? Does it suggest, like, a system?
It really does. It wasn't just random or isolated incidents, according to the material. The fact they mention girls being flown in, that implies logistics.
Like an operation.
Precisely, an established network. And the secret guest list part suggests, coordination, a kind of shielded world where these things could allegedly happen without interference.
And that phrase, silence bought with power, that really hits hard, doesn't it?
It does, because it points to a deliberate effort to conceal using wealth and connections as tools.
Not just as a perk of being wealthy, but actively weaponized to maintain secrecy.
Yes. And the implication there is profound, right? It raises huge questions about accountability. If you can allegedly buy silence,
Then truth gets buried. Justice becomes almost impossible.
that's the dynamic the sources describe. Wealth and power creating insulation from consequences. It's a core theme. It helps explain, perhaps, how these alleged abuses could persist for so long.
And this idea of systemic control, it doesn't just stop with the island, does it? The sources then shift focus.
Right. They move towards Epstein's death in jail. And the details there are, well, they're deeply unsettling, too.
The reports of cameras failed, guards vanished. It just leaves you with this cloud of uncertainty.
It absolutely does. It forces us to confront these unanswered questions. The official ruling was suicide, but the circumstances described, they naturally lead people to ask, was it just suicide? Or was there something else going on?
And who might still be out there? Who else might be connected, either to the alleged activities or, to keeping things quiet?
Those are the chilling questions left hanging by the material. Who's still hiding in the shadows?
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what does all this tell us? For you listening, these sources really highlight the enduring power of secrets.
And the incredible